Thank you.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Well, I would take it there's two ways. It can be either that government decides what's going to be broadcast and goes and monitors that and dictates what's going to be done, or it can be advertising where people advertise their products and try and manipulate people into buying their products. For some people, yes, that is a case that has been proven.
I heard you play guitar down at a city bar with skinheads used to.
Bound to, yeah. It's bound to heighten awareness when you see some violence.
Can do it, and it just depends really the type of person, because people have age limits on games, and people go on about that the games have an effect on young people. The young people that are about every 8 years old are playing games for people that are age 18, so it's not the game's fault that has an influence on the young people. It's the parents' fault for buying the games age 18 and giving them to their young infants. It's their fault that their brain is getting tortured by the violent images shown explicitly to young people. It only has an impact to those who should not be viewing it.
But there are some Mongo 18-year-olds
doing it, like, fair enough. More younger people, because as people say, the younger mind is like a sponge, it absorbs. Like that's why they teach people like French in primary 1, because they learn it a lot quicker. They're just desperate to fill up their brain with knowledge and understanding.
Right.
Whereas older people are 18, it's like their brains are already full. They're not going to let it affect them because they can understand. Like they can understand that it's not real. It's just a game, just for fun. They're not going to use that in their own personal experience during life. Yes, they can do, because I'm sure we all have done at one point in our stage, went and played a video game or watched a movie and got out some guns and water pistols and pretend we were shooting each other and recording stuff and getting out swords and be like, ah, I stabbed you, you're dead.
But that is just part of childhood.
I know that is part of childhood, but every time after I watched a film, like with guns, blood,
you would want to be, you'd like the violence.
Run.
Right.
Both can be, certainly young people, perhaps because they might be more naive to manipulation, might be more willing to be or able to be manipulated, but certainly you see it with older people. You just look at the Daily Mail and all their campaigns. course. Rupert Murdoch owns newspapers in every country that all say the same sort of things about how they hate foreigners and all the rest of it. But he owns these newspapers in all the countries. He owns Sky News. He owns Fox. They all do the same thing. They're also influenced just in different ways by different parts of the media. I mean, you look at things like Newsround has its own agenda. You see it sometimes coming through in that. I remember watching an episode a few years ago that was very blatantly Labour. Yeah, probably so. I mean, you just look at perhaps the sort of things that they show on TV, you know, the attitudes of kids and things. I mean, but it's hard to say, I suppose, but probably.
Well, I think it's going to be print, television, via radio. I think it's an element of any population will be affected or influences or be influenced by any kind of media, whether it's positive or negative, which is probably quite a small percentage that may be affected by that, and they would be affected by other influences apart from things like, you know, gaming and so on, and horror movies and that kind of real criticism here. So there'll be a small element of that. On a broader front, the unconscious manipulation probably affects us all in terms of how we're spending our money and our buying decisions, what we want to do with our time, but I don't think it's to the extent of it will make people go out and behave in a more negative way, because I think we're a bit more sophisticated, if you like, we're a bit more savvy to it than that.
Barbara Streisand. Barbara Streisand.